Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel and to the Ultimate Racing League and our Wednesday Beetlemania mayhem. Actually, if you was watching race one, you will know exactly what I mean, because the race just did not finish. The lobby had a complete meltdown and kicked out nearly everybody in the grid, and there was only about 6 people actually finished the race. So we'll let the stewards and admin sort that one out. We'll move on to race 2, and we'll go down the grid again very quickly. Now, there's no reverse grid. It is just you start where you finished. A bit of a difficult one to sort out because half the grid disappeared towards the end of the last race, but we got him in there somehow. So we will have a quick look then. So we've got Stormfly on pole, Niggle is second, Declan is third, Kian is fourth, Viking fifth, Biggie sixth, Slowpoke is seventh, Archer eighth, ninth on the grid is P White, Hodgie is 10th, Castrian 11th, Phaser is 12th, and Mohammed Ali is 13th. So we'll get this race underway. We are still at Road Atlanta in America. Great track, 2.5 miles, 12 turns, well actually 13 turns because the chicane at the end is just called 10A and 10B. There are no names for these corners, strangely enough, and the only thing that is named is the S's, which is turns 2, 3, 4 and then 5 at the bottom. So Stormfly gets us underway around we're up to turn 6 and 7 now. Niggle, Declan following. Change of tyres for everybody, so those that started on the soft tyres are on the mediums and hards, and same throughout. Oh, what's happened there? Somebody's gone off. Let's have a look. Who was it? It's Castrian. It was Castrian. He's in 11th. Oh, he just caught the grass. He just caught the grass as he came down the bottom of the hill, and that was enough just to spin him, so not the start he wanted. Unlucky for Castrian. But back up to our leader, Stormfly. Looked very convincing in race 1. He really did. Very quick guy, and he actually opened a gap back to Niggle, which I've said in race 1 is not an easy task. Both choosing the same strategy. They're both on the medium tyres this time round, so Stormfly on the mediums, Niggle also on the mediums as we go into turns 10A and B. The chicane, Declan tucked right underneath Niggle for now in third. He's on a great race here at Road Atlanta, is Declan. He's also on the mediums. Then we've got Viking. Now he's gone for the hard tyres this turn, in fourth at the minute. But let's see if he can hold on to it, because he's got Biggie chasing him down on mediums. Now Biggie seems to, his tactics seem to always serve him well. He starts on the hards, goes mediums, and then softs at the end, and it served him well in previous races. So he's going to be looking at trying to get past Viking as quick as he can on those medium tyres, so that he can start further up the grid in race 3 on the softer tyres. Kian in 6th with Phaser in 7th, who I've just seen picked up a penalty as Archer takes P7 away from him. Down to turn 6 they go for the second time. Remember, this is just a 15-minute race as Phaser tries to get by Archer there, but he just got that completely wrong, and Archer was just able to stick to his line and take P7 back again. And it looks like the liveries have sorted themselves out as well. As Phaser serves his penalty, Mohammed goes through. Is Hodgie going to be able to take that place away from Phaser as well? It looks like he is. Hodgie on the inside as they get down to the chicane, and through he goes. Great move from Hodgie. Late on the brakes, got that one done, and he can get off to after Mohammed now. And Phaser in 10th with P White down in 11th, Castrian 12th, and Slowpoke, well, can't remember what happened to me, but I'm all the way down in 13th, and race over with, I think. So Stormfly not put a foot wrong at all, or a wheel, shall I say a wheel? He's not put a wheel wrong. Right on cue, he gets a penalty, just to make me out to be a bloody liar. But there's the Stormfly. He's got a decent gap, so that half second I don't think he's going to affect him. Niggle's not going to get close enough, I don't think, to take P1 away from Stormfly. He's going to get a little bit closer, obviously, but he's not going to take the place. Excuse me. As they go down the hill towards the chicane for the third time, Declan's still sitting in third. Then just like we did in race 1, these three have just pulled ahead of the rest of the pack. Biggie now in fourth. He's managed to get by Viking, so Biggie moves up into fourth, and he's got a bit of catching up to do if he wants to get onto the back of Declan. Viking doing everything he can just to hold on to the back of Biggie. He is on the hard tyres though, remember. The Viking sitting in fifth. Then we've got Kian. Not under any great pressure is Kian. He can just get on with his own thing and go about his business and concentrate and put some decent laps in. Then we've got Archer in 7. Much better start for him this time around. Remember, he had a bit of a bump with Phaser early doors in race 1, which put him to the back, and then he had to try and catch up, but he's having a much better race this time round. In 7th at the minute, but it does look like he's gaining on Kian, so Kian needs to be aware, and Archer's on the hard tyres as well. Grahamid, he's on the mediums now, started on the hards in race 1, so he's on to the mediums. He's going to save the softs till the last race as well. He's eyeing up the back of Archer. Hodgie in 9th with P White in 10th, Phaser 11th, Slowpoke moved up to 12th now, but that may be because Castrian's had a bit of an issue. But the gap, these two at the back, well, it's a bit of an uphill climb, isn't it, to even get anywhere near the pack, let alone make their way through it, unless people start making mistakes. Now we can see that the top three, if you look at the map at the top right, the top three have really started to open up a bit of a gap. Stormfly's got a couple of seconds on Niggle, and Declan, well, he's about the same distance away from Niggle, but then there is a bit more of a gap then back to Biggie. You can just see Declan getting to the bottom of the S's as Biggie enters them, so the gap's there. Viking Daddy looks like he's starting to fight back and make some ground on Biggie, so those hard tyres of Vikings are starting to warm up now. Although you would expect Biggie to stay ahead of Viking using the mediums. There's only mistakes that's going to cost him, I think. Kian in 6. He's now got Archer for company. So Archer on the hard tyres. Fantastic livery, that car. Well, the paintwork rather is fantastic on that car. The multiple colours and a bit of glitter in there as well. Yeah, loving that. Looks like somebody poured oil all over it. It's a great livery, that is. So well done to Archer if he did that himself. He's going to be challenging Kian, I think, pretty soon, unless Kian gets a move on. Grahamid Ali, though. Let's jump on board with Grahamid. He is tucked right underneath Archer's rear wing. Look, he's having a good sniff of that exhaust pipe into turn 1. And he's just having to back out there, but I think it's only a matter of time for Grahamid on the medium tyres, so he has got the softer compounds compared to Archer as they go into the S's now down through turns 2, 3, 4. This is turn 5 at the bottom. Gotta not drift too far to the right. Everybody got through there okay. And now Graham Reese to get his foot down. He needs to get a lot closer to Archer if he's going to make the move on him on the back straight. Through turn 6, we've got Hodgie and P White are catching up to the back of Grahamid now. Grahamid doesn't need to be on that grass. As that opened the door for Hodgie. Hodgie tucks right underneath Grahamid, gets into that slipstream. I think Grahamid is just outside the slipstream of Archer, so he is now vulnerable to attack, and I think he's going for it. Yeah, Hodgie's going for the attack, but Grahamid is on the inside. Who's got the biggest pair of gonads on the brakes here? Oh, and I think it's Hodgie. Hodgie manages to squeeze through. That was a great move from Hodgie. Grahamid really fought him through that corner. P. White, he fancies a bit of this as well. As Grahamid starts to fight back against Hodgie. We're just going to stay with Grahamid now. He does look very quick through turn one, does he, Grahamid? But there seems to be a lot of cars in his way. He just cannot get his foot down like he wants to. I think he's a lot quicker through turn one than a lot of the guys ahead of him, and you can see how quickly he catches them up. But obviously overtaking there is really tricky. So Grahamid looking to attack Hodgie and get P8 back. P. White, he's just sitting underneath Grahamid's rear wing. He's getting a free tow and having a look at it all ahead of him. As is Phaser. Phaser just trying to catch up to the back of these guys. And while they continue to fight, it's allowing Phaser to get closer and closer. Slowpoke, well, another penalty for Slowpoke. Why not, eh? Down in 12th. His race is over with. It's the same with Castrian as well. Well, Castrian, he's going to get lapped pretty soon. So, disaster for him. Really not enjoying it. Let's just have a quick look up at the top. There's no real change for the front three. We've got Stormfly, well, literally doing that, storming ahead. Niggle is in second, and Declan is in third. Top three all on the medium tyres as well. So no change there. Biggie sitting comfortable in fourth. He'll be pleased with fourth, I'm sure, because it means he's starting fourth on the grid on the soft tyres. Whereas the front three, I think, have all got to go onto the hard, so it could be an advantage for Biggie. Viking, he's in fifth. All a bit lonely for Viking at the minute. You can just see we've got Archer sitting in sixth. Grahamid, he's made that P7 back up from Hodgie. So Grahamid now back to where he was a lap or two ago, concentrating on trying to get the position away from Archer. Onto the back straight they go. Wave to everybody that's been camping. You can see that enthusiastic crowd there on the left, up on the hill. But that's where all the camping takes place, left and right of this back straight. As we come down the hill into the chicane, and this is where Grahamid can make up a little bit of time on Archer in front of him. Archer on the hard tyres, so Grahamid is going to be quicker through these turns. And as you can see, he gets closer. I said it last lap, Grahamid does look very quick through turn one. But you do have to back off if you've got cars in front of you. Hodgie coming back now. He is creeping back up to the back of Grahamid now. Obviously, if Grahamid is going to get stuck behind Archer, then it's going to give Hodgie the opportunity to attack him. So Grahamid really needs to get a bit closer to Archer now. The exit out of turn 6 and 7 is going to be vital for Graham. He needs a good exit out of turn 7 to get right up underneath the rear wing of Archer so he can make the move on him before they get to that chicane. And I do believe he is in the slipstream now. Archer trying to break that toe. Down the hill they go, and Graham, he's not close enough, is he? He's just not quite close enough. Hodgie's still sitting in there 8th. Great racing between these three. There is, oh no, Graham has gone off. Graham, we just saw him going off into the grass there, and that must have been the exit of the chicane. As we go in, everything looks good for him. He's power down, oh, and the back end just carried on round. He tried to correct it and slammed into the wall. 1.5 second penalty as well. That is so cruel. That is so cruel. He was having a fantastic race as well as Kian goes through. He's also got Slowpoke chasing him down as well now. And now when he serves that 1.5 second penalty, he's going to lose out and drop down to P12. That is so unlucky for Grahamid Ali. He was having a brilliant race as well. And so he's gone from what was he, 7th, down to about 12th. That is so unlucky. Back up to the front three though. Declan seems to have caught up to the back of Nigel, so whether Nigel's having a few issues, but Declan is definitely catching up. Stormfly's got the fastest lap at 1:18.6. Let's just have a look at Nigel's time. So Nigel's around about the 120, and Declan, well, he's 120, 119, 120, 119. So you can see where Declan's making the time up. We have about a minute and a half to go, so Nigel just needs to hold it on there for that second place, but the podium is pretty much set now. These three are on it. It is just who's going to be on P2 and who's going to be P3. Thanks, Stormfly has already secured his position on the big step. Nigel holding on to second at the minute, but Declan giving it everything he can to take P2. Biggie sitting there in 4th. I don't think he's going to get any closer to Declan. No, he's not. So Biggie will be 4th. Viking 5th, then Archer. He's still battling away with Hodgie. Phaser's in there as well. Then we've got P. White and Kean. Slowpoke up to 11th. Grahamid down in 12th with Castrian. Well, he's out of it, isn't he, in 13th. So back up to Stormfly. Well, I think Stormfly's going to get another lap out of this. I don't think he's going to be pulling up at the line like he did last time in race 1 when everybody got kicked out. He's going to have to do another lap. I think so is Nigel and so is Declan. They are both going to have to do another lap. And across they go. Yeah. Biggie. Is Biggie going to cross the line? Yeah, Biggie starts. He's got another lap to do. And Viking Daddy, I think Viking might just be the first to finish, and he is. So Viking finishes in 5th. Archer 6th. Hodgie 7th. Phaser across the line in 8th with P. White coming in 9th. Slowpoke across the line in 10th with Kean 11th. Grahamid, unlucky racing for Grahamid. He finishes in 12th with Castrian. He is a long way back. He's going to be finishing in 13th. But back up to Stormfly has got, well, he's not seen another car for a long while, has he? Apart from when he lapped Castrian. So a very convincing win for Stormfly on his debut in the Beetles. Well, he did race in race 1, but I think that'll be won't be counted because of the issues and everybody get kicked out. So Stormfly then across the line to take the win, made it look easy. Nigel, well, Declan giving it everything he can to try and get P2 away from Nigel, but Nigel is going to take it across the line in 2nd, Declan 3rd, and Biggie, good race from Biggie to take 4th. So that was race 2 here at Road Atlanta. Join me again shortly for race 3.